tell a story, a fairy tale, a nursery rhyme, and now the way it all begins is once upon a time. Hello, I'm Mother Goose. How are you, dear? And are you warm and cozy? Good, because the story I'm about to tell happened in the wintertime. It's called The Shoemaker and the Elves. Once upon a time, at the foot of the mountain, there sat a little village called Biddleberg. One winter had been especially cold, and business was slow for all the little shops there. In the village lived a poor but kindly shoemaker named Otto and his wife Olga.
Mama?
Ja, Papa?
They called each other Mama and Papa, though they had no children of their own.
Mama, come help me with these laces. I've got them all tied in knots.
Now a new burgomaster, which is something like a mayor, had just moved into the big house on the mountain. One day, he made his way down the mountain and paid a visit to our shoemaker, Otto.
Are you the shoemaker of this shop?
Well, yes. I'm the only shoemaker in Biddleberg. But I do very nice work. See? Here is a pair of shoes I've just finished.
The burgomaster had a special order for Otto. He wanted Otto to make a pair of shoes for his wife's birthday at the end of the week.
Ja, for mein wife. They must be the finest pair of shoes ever made.
And they had to be sturdy.
Und comfortable?
And elegant.
We are going dancing, you see.
Otto's efforts would be well rewarded. The burgomaster promised to pay him handsomely in gold.
Money, Papa. Oh, we could use the money.
So Otto agreed to make the shoes.
Yes, indeed. I can have your shoes ready by the...
By the end of the week, shoemaker.
Oh, the end of the week?
Ja, we can't miss the dance. Now, good day.
Otto had to work quickly to have the shoes ready in time. He sat down at his work table and began making them right away. He found he had just enough leather to make exactly one pair of shoes.
Mama, hand me my good scissors, would you please?
Then, with a snip, 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 Otto cut out the pieces of leather. Then he used his very best needle and stitched the pieces together using strong and very neat stitches.
These will be fine shoes for the burgomaster's wife. Oh, Mama, I have a riddle for you.
Ja, Papa?
I know a little riddle. Would you like to play with me?
Oh, ja, Papa.
Then see if you can guess this thing that fills me with such glee.
Oh, we'll try. I love riddles, don't you, dear?
I can hardly wait, Papa. Tell me.
What has a tongue but cannot speak? What fits so nicely on your feet? What has a soul so pure and new?
What, Papa?
My little dancing shoes.
Oh, my, what a catchy little tune.
Oh, let me try one. What has a heel like loaves of bread? What don't you wear upon your head? What comes in pairs cause you need two?
That's easy. My little dancing shoes. Dance, dance, dance with the left one, dance with the right one all day long. Feet don't need a tune to hear, the shoes know every song. What's made of buckles, buttons, laces?
What has eyelids but no faces?
Can you guess?
We have a clue.
Oh, yeah!
My little dancing shoes.
Oh, and I'd love to dance with you, dear.
Everybody! Dance, dance, dance with the left one, dance with the right one all day long. Feet don't need a tune to hear, the shoes know every song. Dance, dance, dance with the left one, dance with the right one all day long. Feet don't need a tune to hear, the shoes know every song. The shoes know every song.
Yeah,
that's good, Mama.
Oh, that was fun. The next morning was especially cold. From outside the window, Otto heard a sneeze.
Gesundheit. Gesundheit again.
Oh my goodness, he heard several sneezes. Otto opened the window and he looked out. There he saw a little girl with rosy cheeks. She was the baker's daughter, Heidi, who lived up the street.
Little Heidi, hello? Why don't you bring your sneezes inside where it's warm? Come in, come in.
Otto brought Heidi inside. It did not take long for him to notice the large holes in Heidi's shoes. Shoemakers always notice these things, dear. You see, times were hard for the baker as well. He once had a horse and cart to make the deliveries, but now poor Heidi had to make them on foot.
I've been walking more than usual these days.
And so she had worn holes in her shoes.
Holes in her shoes. This is not good at all.
Otto knew what he must do. That night, he sat at his work table and began to make the Burgermeister's shoes smaller, so they would fit Heidi.
But, Papa, what about the money? What about your promise?
The Burgermeister will just have to understand. A little girl mustn't have holes in her shoes. This pair of shoes must go to Heidi.
It had been a very busy day, cutting and reshaping and sewing once again. Otto didn't get very far in his work before. Oh, he fell fast asleep at the table. And while he slept, something magical happened. In the morning, Otto awoke to a wonderful surprise. The pair of shoes that sat before him was now small enough for a little girl's feet.
Well, I don't remember finishing these shoes. Maybe I did.
Just then, the rooster crowed. Otto wrapped the shoes in brown paper and hurried to the baker's shop. He proudly handed Heidi the brown paper surprise.
For you, Heidi.
Shoes! Joy filled the baker's shop that morning. Heidi put on her new shoes right away, and she danced a little dance just to show how well they fit.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Otto. They're wonderful. Oh, and now my feet are so warm.
In gratitude, the baker gave Otto a nice warm loaf of bread, freshly baked that morning.
Oh, thank you. I didn't expect this. Now Mama and I will have fresh bread for lunch.
While Otto slept that night, something magical happened again. 3 very small elves crept into the room through the little shop window. They were dressed in tattered clothes.
So why are we here again tonight?
The shoemaker gave those shoes to Heidi.
Instead of selling them to the Burgermeister?
That was such an unselfish thing to do, and he really needed the money.
You see, it was the elves who had finished the shoes the night before, and now they had come to help the shoemaker once again.
Come on, we've got to make him another pair of shoes. But there's not enough leather.
Use the magic, use the magic! And hurry, we haven't much time. Quickly, the elves worked with the scraps of leather on the table. They cut and sewed and hammered and glued.
Hey, watch what you're doing.
Sorry.
And with a magical touch, they made a beautiful pair of shoes. Then the rooster crowed and the elves ran for the open window.
Wait, I forgot to leave the needle.
No time, come on, hurry up!
But Otto awoke just in time to see them scurry away into the morning light.
Mama, wake up. Look, little men.
Yeah, little men. Papa, go back to sleep.
No sooner had the elves left than there came a knock at the door. It was the Burgermeister. He had come for the shoes.
Ah, he's here so early. Oh, quick, Mama, get dressed. I have a lot of explaining to do.
Well, Shoemaker, where are all the shoes?
Otto tried to explain why there were no shoes to give him.
Well, there's something I must tell you about the shoes.
But the Burgermeister was not listening. He was staring at the beautiful shoes the elves had made.
Oh, so they are magnificent, Shoemaker. Well done. My wife will be so pleased. Wonderful shoes. Wonderful. Here, Shoemaker. And worth every cent.
Thank you very much.
The Burgermeister was very happy when he left the shop. Otto and Olga were very happy too. Now they had enough money to make more pairs of shoes for the people in the village, but they were not ones to forget a kindness.
Oh, Papa, those little men you saw must have made those shoes. We must thank them.
Oh, you are right, Mama, and I know just what to do.
Otto and Olga realized that the elves had done them a great favor. With part of the money the Burgermeister had just given them, they hurried to the fabric shop where they bought the finest material. That day, they made each elf a suit of clothes, a jacket, a pair of pants.
And here, Papa, here's a little hat with a tiny bell on the end.
And shoes, Mama. Don't forget the shoes.
And shoes. Then they laid out the clothes on the work table and hid behind a curtain to watch. It wasn't long before the elves appeared.
Hurry up and put the needle back. Ooh, how could you forget to leave the needle?
Maybe he hasn't missed it yet.
Hey, look.
You can imagine their surprise when they saw the 3 little suits lying on the table.
Would you look at that? These must be for us.
The elves quickly put on the clothes.
Help me put this on. Ooh, hey. Handsome, don't you think? Absolutely.
Then they danced around the room and skipped off into the night, but not without saying,
Thank you.
"Thank you." Well, the Burgermeister bought many more shoes from Otto the shoemaker, and he always paid Otto well. In time, with the Burgermeister's help, the village grew larger and larger, and all the shops began to prosper once again. And it all happened because a shoemaker showed a little kindness to a little girl. It just goes to show that the kindness you do will come back to you. The kindness you do will come back to you when you least expect it. A kindness you'll earn. Do an unselfish thing, and soon a special thing just may be done for you in return. Do a thoughtful deed, make a kind response, a special favor that someone wants. It doesn't hurt to do something kind. Giving's a natural thing. You will find the kindness you do will come back to you again and again. A kindness you'll earn. Do an unselfish thing, and soon a special thing just may be done for you in return. The time that you take to do something to make a someone feel happy will make you happy too. The joy in the giving, it will be long living for the kindness you do. We'll come back to you. It will, dear. You'll see. and they all lived happily ever after.